For months, fans believed Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor had accomplished something rare in the world of celebrity relationships. They appeared to have separated without chaos, no public explosions, no bitter interviews, no ugly back and forth on social media. Instead, they presented a version of divorce that looked calm, respectful, and almost too perfect to be real. It felt mature. It felt intentional. And it gave people hope that even high-profile couples could part ways without burning everything down. So when word quietly began circulating that Iman had reacted to rumors of Teyana possibly dating actor Aaron Pierre, the shock wasn't loud at first. There were no immediate headlines screaming betrayal or drama. Instead, there was stunned silence, confusion, a collective pause, because this wasn't supposed to happen. This couple had already shown the world they were different. After their split, both Iman and Teyana were careful, almost strategic, about how they moved publicly. There were no messy interviews, no indirect jabs, no cryptic captions aimed at each other. Instead, they spoke about growth, mutual respect, and prioritizing their daughters above everything else. Fans praised them endlessly, calling them a blueprint for how adults should handle divorce. They were labeled emotionally evolved, healed, and Teyana appeared confident and grounded, pouring her energy into her career, fashion ventures, and creative projects. She looked focused, glowing, and free. Iman stayed quieter, choosing a more private path while still showing up consistently as a present, engaged, and proud father. From the outside, it looked like two people who had accepted the end of their marriage without resentment or regret. But healing is rarely as clean as it looks online. Even when two people separate peacefully, emotions don't simply vanish. They don't disappear just because the paperwork is signed or the public statements are written. Instead, they settle quietly in the background, unresolved and unspoken, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And in this case, that moment came with the sudden appearance of Aaron Pierre's name entering the conversation. It didn't start with confirmation. There were no paparazzi photos, no official announcements, no public declarations of love. It started the way most modern celebrity stories do. Speculation, a few sightings, a few coincidences, fans noticing patterns, then connecting dots that may or may not have been meant to be connected. At first, it felt harmless, almost expected. Teyana is beautiful, talented, successful, and highly visible. Of course, people would assume she would eventually move on. That alone wasn't shocking. But this rumor felt different. The moment fans seriously began believing that Teyana might be dating Aaron Pierre, the tone online shifted. This wasn't casual curiosity anymore. People became emotionally invested. Aaron Pierre isn't just another celebrity name. He's known for being private, grounded, and intentionally removed from public drama. His image is quiet, controlled, and reserved, which stood in stark contrast to the flashy, highly public nature of Teyana's past relationship. That contrast alone made people pay attention. Suddenly, this wasn't just about Teyana dating someone new. It became about what that possibility meant for Iman, for their family, and for the co-parenting dynamic everyone believed was stable and secure. What truly intensified the situation, though, was Iman's reaction. It wasn't loud. It wasn't explosive. There were no angry rants or public accusations. But it was noticeable. Fans began picking up on subtle shifts. A post here, a reaction there. A tone change that didn't feel random. And in celebrity culture, subtlety often speaks louder than shouting. People felt it instantly. Something had changed. Instead of coming across as a jealous ex, Iman's reaction felt layered, protective, uncomfortable, emotionally charged in a way that didn't seem rooted in ego. It felt deeper than that. It felt like boundaries were being tested. And once fans sensed that, the conversation completely changed. Suddenly, people were asking, is Teyana dating again? They were asking, did this cross a line? Because when children are involved, dating stops being purely personal. It affects routines, it affects environments, it affects emotional stability. Fans began wondering whether Iman felt blindsided, whether he felt left out of important conversations, or whether certain discussions should have happened privately before rumors became public. That's where the custody talk began, not because anyone confirmed a legal dispute, not because court documents surfaced, but because the energy shifted in a way that made people uneasy. When co-parenting is truly working, both sides usually move carefully. When one side reacts emotionally, it raises questions about what's happening behind closed doors. Fans began speculating that Iman's concern wasn't about who Teyana was dating, but how fast things appeared to be moving and how visible it was becoming. Visibility changes everything. Especially when kids are involved. As expected, the internet split almost immediately. One side defended Teyana fiercely. They argued she has every right to move on, to be happy, and to live her life without asking permission from her ex. Divorce, they reminded everyone, means separation, not control. To them, Iman's reaction felt unnecessary, maybe even possessive. The other side saw it completely differently. They viewed Iman's response as a father protecting his peace and his children. They argued that once kids are involved, communication matters more than freedom. To them, his reaction wasn't jealousy. It was concern. What made the situation even more intense was Teyana's silence. She didn't rush to clarify anything. She didn't confirm or deny the rumors. She didn't respond publicly to Iman. That silence felt intentional, strategic, almost calculated. Some fans interpreted it as maturity, a refusal to fuel unnecessary drama. Others saw it as dismissive, ignoring emotions that deserved acknowledgement. Either way, the lack of response left room for speculation to grow unchecked. Aaron Pierre, meanwhile, found himself pulled into a storm he never spoke on. His silence placed him at the center of assumptions without giving him a voice, and sometimes silence doesn't protect you. It turns you into a symbol for whatever narrative people want to believe. As the story continued to unfold, fans began revisiting old interviews and moments between Iman and Teyana. They searched for clues they may have missed. They noticed how deeply Iman values fatherhood, how often he speaks about structure, presence, and emotional responsibility. That context made his reaction feel more understandable to some. It didn't feel impulsive. It felt personal, and this is where the situation becomes uncomfortable. Because even when two people divorce peacefully, new relationships can reopen emotional wounds in ways nobody expects. It doesn't mean either person wants the other back. It means the past still exists. And when children tie you together forever, the past never fully disappears. Dating publicly changes dynamics. It forces conversations that may not have happened yet. And when those conversations are skipped, tension builds quickly. Fans started asking whether this situation could escalate legally, not because of proof, but because of patterns. In celebrity history, custody drama often starts exactly like this. Subtle reactions, emotional shifts, growing concern over boundaries. Nobody confirmed court filings, nobody accused anyone of wrongdoing. But fear alone was enough to change how people viewed the situation. At the heart of it all is a truth many people don't like to admit. Healing isn't linear. You can feel fine for months, even years, until one moment brings everything rushing back. For Iman, seeing Teyana possibly move on so publicly may have triggered emotions he hadn't fully processed yet. Not because he wants control, but because the family dynamic he knows is changing again. For Teyana, silence may be her form of protection. She's always valued autonomy and strength. Responding emotionally could pull her back into a narrative she's trying to outgrow. Silence may feel like control, but silence doesn't always create peace. Sometimes it creates distance. As fans continue to debate, one thing is becoming clear. This isn't just gossip anymore. It's about how difficult it truly is to separate when children are involved. About how new love can collide with old responsibilities. About how public lives turn private emotions into headlines. Whether the situation cools down or escalates depends entirely on communication behind closed doors. If boundaries are clarified, it could fade quietly. If emotions remain unspoken, tension will grow. If custody ever becomes part of the conversation, the tone of this story could darken instantly. What feels tense now could become heavy, emotional, and far more serious than social media drama. The calm, perfectly controlled image fans once believed in hasn't collapsed completely, but it has fractured. And the cracks are visible enough to remind everyone that healing isn't finished. It's ongoing, uneven, vulnerable to pressure. That's why focusing on who reacted wrong or who moved on too fast misses the bigger picture. This isn't just about Iman's reaction or Teyana's silence. It's about two people carrying unresolved emotions while millions watch, comment, And judge in real time, when one speaks and the other stays silent, speculation fills the space. Silence becomes a message even when it was never meant to be one, and the internet doesn't wait for clarity. It builds stories, picks sides, and turns fragments into conclusions. Unresolved tension never fades. It grows, and when children are involved, the consequences last far beyond the headlines. This doesn't feel like an ending.